I don't want to cry in front of your camera, but one thing that was the shortage in socialism was shortage of everything. I'm talking about products. If you wanted to have something, me as a kid, skateboard, we did it by ourselves. There was only chance to get it. It wasn't that interesting. They just brought us into the system, into the concept, and we were producing. But now as the time is changing, and this we cannot use it anymore because the supply chain or the distribution of production and maybe inventions is not reflecting the history that much. The business is much more faster and much more is moving without any borders. You must have people who are willing to work with new technology and new way. If you have the people, you just give them the technology.
Never seen anything like it. I thought the people in there were fantastic. The beer was good. The food was amazing. I mean, that was like a sort of hot pot of pork and gammon, was it? Is that what we had with the gherkins and stuff? Superb.
And the most funniest part, it was cooked by a guy who during the day operates CNC machine. Yeah.
So he works in a factory
Yeah.
in the day, and then he goes home at night to his pub.
He operates pub.
Yeah, I mean. Pavel, thank you so much for coming on this podcast. We're here at your 5-Axis fair here in the Czech Republic. Probably a little bit different to some of the podcasts that I do in terms of locations. Obviously, a lot of the stuff we do is in the UK. I mean, we travel around Europe a lot, but firstly, I think it'd be good for you to sort of explain to our audience who you are and a little bit about TGS as a company.
TGS is a company which is on the industrial market and machining market for 30 years, and we are helping companies to adapt technology in their production, starting with tools, with programming, with machines, with production lines. And so everywhere where there might be or must be produced, some product must be made, we can equip all the procedure of manufacturing.
That's not how it started, though, is it?
No.
Let's go back 30 years and let's find out about you, because, you know, where does I've heard some really glowing references about you, dynamic, visionary. A lot of people have been saying to me over the last few days. So I want to find out a little bit about you and how that began, because 30 years ago, you made a big decision to set this up.
It's hard to describe myself, but one thing, what the machining enthusiast distinguish from the other people is that we can see inside to the product. When you see doesn't matter what is around you, if it's razor, if it's a car, if it's whatever you have in your hand, the machining enthusiast, they can see through. They can see inside. They know how it is made, why it works, what the engine is doing, what the gearbox, small gearbox is there, why the function is there, what is the limit, where it breaks. That's the feeling. That's not education.
And that's you.
Yeah, and you and my colleagues, because we are all enthusiasts here.
Yeah, and then so when you set this up 30 years ago, what was your ambition? What were you looking to? Did you have a vision of, where you'd be today, I suppose, which is a very successful...
I was a 20 years old guy. I cannot tell you the ambition what I had.
But it was something that you felt that you really needed to do, that the Czech Republic needed a business like you've got now, I suppose.
You are coming from England, so you didn't have a connection to the time when TGS was established. It was quite after the revolution, and the society was going through transition. So I was part of the transition, and there was no sophisticated plan. We just started to do what we knew, what we wanted, and farther it develops to this situation.
But you mentioned a really important thing there, which I'd like to learn more about, the revolution. I mean, how was the country then, and what was it like to live before it compared to after it?
I don't want to cry in front of your camera, but one thing that was the shortage in socialism was shortage of everything. I'm talking about products, and probably this is the basic of our manufacturing ability and maybe adventure in manufacturing. What we can do, that if you wanted to have something, me as a kid, skateboard, we did it by ourselves. There was only chance to get it, and when the society was behaving this way, so our families did their own grass machine at home. We produced almost everything what we wanted. Certain quality, certain different results, but the production, we were pushed to the production because of the system. So we kept this adventure and this invention to use what you have, and that was limited, to create out of it something what you want.
Yeah. So that stood you in very good stead then for when the revolution happened, didn't it? Because you'd got all of this sort of, I guess, knowledge and resource and ability to make things and think about manufacturing. So how did it change when the revolution happened? As a country, what was the biggest things?
That was the biggest hit, because we got suddenly we met the big business, we met the industry, and they utilize from Czech Republic, they utilize just the capacity and this adventure ability or let's call it technical adventure, which was in the Eastern Europe. It wasn't that interesting. They just brought us into the system, into the concept, and we were producing.
But it was a low cost economy, wasn't it? It was an opportunity for companies to get things made at a lower price point. That would be fair to say, wouldn't it?
Of course, we were supplying the production for very cost effective. The quality, I think I can compare it to what is happening in Europe. The quality which is coming out of Czech Republic generally is very high, regarding industry and machining. So the quality is high, the price was competitive. So that was the 25 years of growing industry in Czech.
And how is it now? I mean, you border Germany, Poland, Slovakia. How do you compare to those nations as a manufacturer, and where do you want to be as the years unfold?
Our position is the definition of our position is mostly made upon the history. History in Czech Republic of machining started with 1800 with the sources of steel and continuing, and then weapons during the World War, and that was the history of Czech Republic, and that was probably the basic of our advantage. But now as the time is changing, and this we cannot use it anymore, because the supply chain or the distribution of production and maybe inventions is not reflecting the history that much. The business is much more faster and much more is moving without any borders. So it doesn't respect the history. They go to the effective place.
Yeah, I mean, Germany as a trading partner for you would be a big source, wouldn't it?
For Czech Republic is the biggest market.
And then you got, I think it's 11 million population. Mm-hmm. And I also read that your GDP of your manufacturing is quite high compared to some European countries, isn't it? So it's quite an important part of your economy, isn't it?
It is, and big portion is automotive, and that's why we are suffering a little bit more than the other markets, because automotive is more than 10% of the GDP, and doesn't matter if the automotive in which condition is it now, but if you see the future, we know that automotive in Europe is not the future. It will not grow. That's for sure.
So how do you respond to that then? Because this is the big challenge, isn't it? You know, advanced industries you need to be part of and need to be working for. The defense sector, I suppose, aerospace and things like that. Are these? Can you replace the automotive work if what you're saying happens, which we all know is likely to? Can you do that here?
Yeah. So as a company owner, I'm pissed off that our volume of production is going down, and we are losing the capacity is becoming free, and we don't have enough income to cover it. And as a business developer, I'm happy because automotive was not demanding from Czech production capacity the know-how, was demanding only the capacity and our invention, our ability to create new effective approach to the production. Nobody wanted from us before, and now, because now is the time is changing, and the supply chains are collapsing, or not collapsing, they are reorganizing. Yeah? Now is the time to catch the right possibility.
So I would sense from that how you've developed your business to be this sort of overall solution provider puts you, it's almost like you saw this coming in a sense, isn't it? Because you know now you've got the capability to be able to help other companies develop their skill sets, make them more productive, you know, or more efficient and stuff like that. So I see why you say you're happy this is happening in a way, because you can help.
The key is you must have people who are willing to work with new technology and new way. If you have the people, you just give them the technology, and it develops together. And the technology itself is not the key. We have to find a way how to adapt the technology. This is the key, and it must be done by people, not by technology.
How summarize adapting technology though? What do you mean by that? You know, like we see out this window here, a huge robot cell that you're developing. Yeah, what do you mean by adapting? Do you mean taking something and just making it better, or tweaking it, or changing things about it? Is that what you mean?
Very philosophically on the top, the society or human being needs some function, some action, and the action have to be done by machine, by product, by some physical equipment, and technology is helping to transfer the function, the demand for the function. You explain us, I want to fly high, I want to run fast, and now is a big gap which need to be filled with designer, R&D, technology, calculation, and etc. A lot of professions have to work on the idea till you can run fast. But we don't expect from you to tell us which machine you need. Tell us the need, tell us the functionality, tell us the potential what you see, and we can equip with the technique.
Because you employ over 100 people here, and to give some sort of scope to the business, you're a machine tool. You supply machine tools, and there's you know, out here we've got Kitamura, Schmeck, Abarmier, Coria, lots of different machines that will fit into these solutions. I guess that's what you're looking to do. I mean, it's a big business. These 100 people, a lot of those are these skilled engineers that are helping people improve their processes. That's where you're positioned as a company now, isn't it, with TGS?
Yeah, of course, we cannot live only from improving. There is not enough, and also it's a business which is jumping from the capacity is not regular. So we need some revolving business with machines and with tools. And beside it, sometimes we have a big project, sometimes small project, and our partners are mostly located in the higher technical level, because we want to always use some advantage So the machine have to have some parameters on interesting performance that we can use for the technology to make it a little bit better.
And one of your colleagues was telling me yesterday about he's from the States and doing business in America. The free market is much easier to trade and less red tape than here. So, and he was explaining, and I'm sure you'll go into a bit more detail about how it can be quite difficult to operate and to trade because of your bureaucracy and stuff like that in the Czech Republic. So all the good stuff that you're doing, does it fall down because of those other bits? Do you see what I mean? If you can do everything that you can to provide an amazing solution for someone, but if your government is not behind that as a strategy too, that makes it tough. Or does it?
Every time when the government is going to support something, then they are also a little bit bending the idea on the beginning. So we are the company starts to following the support ideas and not the technological or the product advantage. So it's always a gamble if you are following the business or if you are following the technical direction. I have no experience with a market like US because it's so huge that you must probably behave different way than here in Czech Republic. We are 11 million. So our if we are developing products or developing technology, we are developing for our markets. And also the planning or the capacity or the size and the sources which we have are local. The dimension is really made for local. Maybe in the future we will try to do it also in States, and we will see what is the difference. But it must be amazing to work with 300 million market.
Yeah, but do you find it? Do you get government support? Do you think as a nation, when you compare to other countries in Europe, do you think that your government is behind manufacturing? I mean, it's a big part of your GDP, as we've spoken about, or is there restrictions that maybe would be interesting for our audience to know?
Yeah, the restrictions is definitely now energy and ESG and such things. Like we are manufacturing, we need materials, we need steel, we need energy, and all those parameters or those factors are strongly connected to restrictions and ESG and Green Deal, and so we are becoming not competitive because of this.
So therefore, you have to add value in other ways, don't you? You have to become as businesses.
That's not. It's not going to work that the industry always have to be more and more effective. There is some line where it make no sense to make it more effective anymore. It will be too expensive.
Yeah. Why would a company pick up their product, their machine shop, their manufacturing business, and come to the Czech Republic to embark on their manufacturing operation here? Why would they be positioned here compared to other parts of Europe?
I don't want to tell them why they have to pick up Czech Republic because it must be some marketing reason. What I will suggest that because of the quick movement in Europe, every company or every investment, whatever it is, or every product is looking for some bigger success on the market, and we will use different sources. So maybe they can use technological sources or production sources from Czech Republic or from somewhere else, doesn't matter. But important is to create some sustainable environment or sustainable chain of services which will make the product successful. And doesn't matter if it's a ownership or JV or cooperation or just supply, just sell and buy. We need to consider every product, every activity, every production have some parameters for efficiency, and we have to be experienced enough to select the right ones for demand which is coming through Czech Republic.
Where do you see the growth in the country? I mean, we mentioned about automotive and aerospace, those high value industries, defense. I mean, security is a big one for you, is it, as well? Are these emerging markets for you now?
We are a little bit behind the governments here, but we are very close to Ukraine. Our activity is now focusing on cooperating with Ukrainians. We are quite successful there because we understand each other much better than any other places. And now we are working together to establish production facilities there or here to help them to produce what they currently need.
And you as a business owner, what's the most important things in running a business for you? I asked a lot of business owners this question because I'm intrigued as a business owner to find out, is it people, is it skills, is it quality? You know, what are the things that when you, as you keep, you know, going on this journey and growing, that keep you, you know, focused? What are the really important aspects for you to run the company?
Satisfaction. It's really make me satisfied that I'm doing successfully doing what I want. That's the first. And second, feedback from my colleagues. If we work with if we understand each other that we are doing the right things and it's makes us happy, all of us, then creates a team which can take any task, and I think it will be successful.
And what's one of the biggest or some of the biggest challenges you've had in your 30 years? When you look back on this journey, there'll be things you'll go, God, that was tough. Oh God, that was really bad. You know, what would some of those things be?
Okay, I will not look outside the company like COVID or financial crisis, but inside. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is. Inside is that every time when we are talking with guys around me about some new, let's call it technology, but this is orientation of the company. If we delegate a certain percentage of our activities to this and there, each of us sees it different. We have people who like to take the adventure, people who doesn't want that much, who wants to be in their comfort zone. Yeah. And inside the company is always discussion. Yeah. And I want to accelerate, and they are.
So those are the sorts of challenges that you find, you look back on, and and in answer to that, then, have you always got your way? Have you always accelerated?
I need people. No. I'm not going to push my my opinion that strongly, because I need this break, and I need also opinion from them.
Yeah. This fair this week, has this been a success for you? And why did you actually put this on?
This fair, the biggest difference from other open houses and fairs, that we are more designing as a kind of B2B meeting. The people with this setup, the people have a chance to talk to each other, and not only exhibitors and the visitors, but the visitors in between. We know each other, we are talking together, we are talking about businesses, about technology, about machines, about customers. And this exchange make us, if it not bring us any farther, it makes us at least more confident what we are doing. So that's why the people are coming, not to buy something, probably. I don't know.
To learn.
I hope yes, but
I think to learn that, you know, with 50 partners here, there's something for everybody. And again, for the viewers, there's plenty of videos that are going to be coming to our YouTube channel. But you know, everything from the manufacturing of the cutting tool products, the fixturing, the verification software. There's so much to see here from 50 people. It is like an exhibition, and you've had about 400 people, I think, here over the last 2 days. So that says a lot about your market. There's a lot of demand for what you're showing.
Important is that those people, those 400 people, are our partners, our customers, our friends, and they are in the same business. So those are really really experts. And that's why we want to talk to them, not to sell them something what is nice and advertised this time. We have to work on the project together. We need the feedback before we say our opinion. We need the feedback from them. And that's how we combine our knowledges to the final solution.
It's like a community.
Yeah.
It's like a community. And there was also a community last night where you took us, which was really interesting, because one of the great things about what we do is not just these fairs are great and we get to learn a lot, but also learning about the local area, you know, the people, the cultures. And last night where you took us was a fabulous, somebody that had a house, but behind it, they'd set up their own pub, hadn't they? And never seen anything like it. I thought the people in there were fantastic. The beer was good. The food was amazing. I mean, that was like a sort of hot pot of pork and gammon, was it? Is that what we had with the gherkins and stuff? Super.
And the most funniest part, it was cooked by a guy who during the day operates CNC machine. Yeah.
So he works in a factory in the day, and then he goes home at night to his pub.
He operates pub.
Yeah. I mean, it really was something else. And I think I think you've got a fabulous, I mean, the community of people that we've seen here and have been really, you know, we've been great to us, very hospitable. Some of the shots we've been having even in the day, like yesterday. And I mean, Pavel, I think you've got a great business and you've got a great team here, and you know, they see you as a visionary, and I can see why they do. And I think you've done a fantastic job at growing this business. So thank you very much for participating in this podcast and inviting us here this week. Thank you.
I'm glad you got our idea of life. Everything what we are doing, you have to enjoy.
Yes, and we did, and we do. Thank you.
Thank you.